everyone. At our last virtual coffee morning, I spoke about the new strategic plan that the leadership of our parish has put together in order to give life and impetus to our vision statement. Vision statements can often just become nice decoration. We don't want that to happen in our parish. We want the vision statement to be real, to be a lived experience in our parish. In order to do that, we must drive the implementation of that mission statement, vision statement. And that's achieved by having a clear plan in place, and hence this new strategic plan. I gave the bare bones before Easter. I now would like to flesh that out a little bit for you so that you have a sense of why we're doing this. There is a tendency for people in the church to say, oh, these things like strategic plans and vision statements and mission statements, those are things for business or the corporate world. We don't need such things here in the church. But we are wrong if we think like that. Jesus very clearly gave his disciples a mission, gave them a sense of purpose and a task. The Great Commission at the end of Matthew's Gospel, go, therefore, and make disciples of all the nations. We know that. We've heard that over and over again. The Great Commission. That commission given to those very first disciples, it's still our commission. It's our mission. It's our task. That is the task of the universal church. And it's the task of this parish. But of course, we have to make that task, that mission, appropriate and relevant for our time, our community, our situation, and hence the formulation of our own vision statement and mission statement. The strategic plan is, as I said, an attempt to put life and real impetus to those two statements. If we look at the Bishops' Conference, the SACBC, for a number of years they have had different pastoral plans. We know the one that is perhaps most known to us, a community serving humanity. That was with us for some time. Now they have produced another pastoral plan, Evangelizing communities, serving God, humanity, and all creation. So it's the strategic plan of the Bishops' Conference of Southern Africa. So they have a plan. This big, thick document is the mission plan or the strategic plan for the Archdiocese of Sydney in Australia. Go make disciples. I've spent a lot of time looking at it. It's a wonderful document, excellently put together. And so you see, there are strategies, plans in place in churches, in communities of faith around the world. And so it is appropriate for us to have our strategic plan, one that helps us in our community make the vision and mission come alive. I spoke about the key strategic priority areas: evangelization, leadership, community, discipleship formation, stewardship, and worship. Now, many of those things are familiar to you if you have been a parishioner in our parish for some time. 4 or 5 years ago, after I had experienced the Alpha Leadership course and been exposed to divine renovation, these priority areas came to the surface. Father James Mallon, in his book, speaks about the expectations a parish has for its members in living as disciples. And those expectations fit into these strategic priority areas. So in many ways, our strategic plan is not new to us. It shouldn't be new to you. It is a result of our thinking, our reflection, our preaching, our praying, our working together as a team over a number of years now, that we're able to produce this document and to put it in a more systematic and structured way so that we're able to measure our performance, to gauge whether we are growing and developing and going in the right direction, or whether we are lagging behind, failing, or going off in another direction. And so the strategic plan is really formalizing what we have been about in this parish for a number of years now. So it shouldn't be something, Father Brett's got something new up his sleeve. Again, he's asking us to do these crazy things. That shouldn't be in our mind. Instead, it's a more formalizing of what we've already been speaking about. The very first and the most important priority in this parish is that we are an evangelizing community, that we are a community that speaks of Jesus, that makes Jesus visible in our world. That's what evangelization is. Yeah, it may sound like a complicated, old-fashioned word, but it simply means to share Jesus, to preach Jesus, to proclaim the risen Lord to others. And that's what is fundamental for the church, and it must be for us. It helps bring others to an encounter with Jesus, to a friendship with the person of Jesus. And so that is our main focus in our parish, and so that's why it's the very first priority area that we will look at. And so we've stated clearly the objective we have in mind. The objective is to have parishioners who see their lives as a mission field and look for opportunities to share their faith with others. That's a big objective, because I think for many Catholics that isn't how they see their lives. In many ways, they partition their faith into a little box that they bring out maybe on Sundays, maybe at Easter or Christmas, and if we're very lucky, maybe once or twice during the weeks. Otherwise, it stays in the cupboard while they get on with the rest of their lives. Their friends, their work, their school, their sport, their ordinary living and busyness. Almost faith completely separate from our ordinary living. But we can't continue to think like that. We need to see the busyness of our ordinary lives as an opportunity to share Jesus, to take our faith out of that box that we keep stored away and to bring it into our ordinary living. That's really the objective that we have in this parish, so that our faith and our ordinary living is completely integrated. So people see that I'm a Catholic Christian just by my ordinary living. And it's there that we make the difference. Vatican II made it very clear that that's what the laity are called to do. Take their faith from out of the box and bring it into their ordinary living. That's what you as ordinary lay people are expected to do. You're out in the world. I'm not in many ways. I'm in a very churchy world where everybody is Catholic and a person of faith. I don't really have to interact with too many people without a relationship with Jesus. But you do far more often than I do. And so your responsibility is to bring Jesus to those people. And so we have set 4 goals for ourselves to try and achieve this objective. First of all, we want to create a culture and environment that is a welcoming and inviting culture environment, where everybody feels they can invite someone and that someone will be made welcome. That requires all of us getting to know each other's names, hence Name Tag Sunday, getting to share, stopping after Mass, greeting one another. I know that's a little bit difficult at the moment with COVID and the regulations, but still we can try. We can keep in contact via social media with others, invite others via social media. And so that invitational, welcoming culture can still happen, maybe in a different way, but it can still happen. So that is an important goal. The second is for us to make a clear discipleship pathway. In other words, if someone comes into our community that doesn't know Jesus, is invited in, has an encounter, what happens to that person? How do they find their way through this crazy Catholic Christian faith to a deeper, richer experience of Jesus and his community? So we have set out a discipleship pathway. And very, very important for that pathway is to have an evangelizing tool, and that's the third goal. Here in this parish, our evangelizing tool is Alpha. I don't know of a better one. A tool that exposes people to Jesus, exposes people to what Jesus wants to do in their life. And so in this parish, very clearly, at the top of this discipleship pathway is Alpha. And it's used to try and help people to discover who Jesus is and how they can relate to Jesus. And so in this parish, we will continue to use Alpha to help people to come to know Jesus. We are an Alpha Hub church. In other words, we are a church, a parish that helps other parishes around us run Alpha and conduct Alpha. We were at the forefront of running Alpha online, not only in this country, but in the world. And so we have got structures in place to help others to run Alpha. So we are an Alpha Hub church. And so this parish will continue to use Alpha as an evangelizing tool. The fourth goal is to help evangelization with prayer. Nothing can happen without prayer, really. We know that. And so our reaching out, our mission is underpinned, sustained, nourished, driven by prayer. We have a prayer warriors group. We pray for Alpha in our prayers of the faithful at Mass. We have teams that are involved with lifting up participants at every Alpha course that we run. So prayer is integral to the mission we have here in our parish. Dear friends, that's the first priority area, the most important. I will look at the others over the next few weeks of Easter. I ask that you really pray and reflect on how you can contribute, how you can make a difference to this strategic plan. And if anything I say interests you, challenges you, or you maybe not so clear on, please let us know. We'd be most happy to help. You can help. If God is touching you right now and convicting you of where you can make a difference, also contact me. We could use your help. We need everybody's help to make this impossible dream a reality in our parish. Good to have spent time with you. I'll see you next week. God bless you all. Bye-bye.